Welcome to tonight's Taste of History. My name is Marcy Whale and I'm the manager of public programs and education. And I'm joined here tonight by Ken. And Ken, what do you do for the library?
I work for the library as I oversee the design and the construction of the project.
Wonderful. And Ken, do you know what we're making tonight?
I have no clue what we're making tonight. I think that's been intentional.
It has been intentional. So tonight we are making a Theodore Roosevelt themed dessert, and I have intentionally kept it from Ken's knowledge what we'd be making. Ken, tonight we, and by we I mean you mostly, are making Sagamore Hill Sand Tarts. Are you familiar with this dessert?
No, I am not whatsoever.
Okay, so this is a popular one within the Roosevelt corpus sort of historical record. This was a very popular dessert at Sagamore Hill, which was Theodore Roosevelt's residence in Oyster Bay. And so this is a dessert that they often had on Christmas morning if they had guests coming over. But basically, it was just a cookie that the whole family was really fond of. How do you feel about baking cookies, Ken?
I like baking cookies. I've done it many times.
Okay, wonderful.
Has Theodore made these before?
I don't know how much baking Theodore Roosevelt himself did. I was talking with Sue Sarna, our senior curator of collections, and she mentioned that even Edith Roosevelt wouldn't do a lot of the baking herself. The help would, and they would serve them and enjoy them. So we're changing it up a little bit in that regard.
In this case, I'm your help.
Exactly. And I am Edith Roosevelt or Theodore Roosevelt. So, Ken, here's your recipe.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What's interesting about it, Ken?
Well, it has a list of ingredients. Mm-hmm. Not for sure if it is this the whole thing, just this page? Or is
That's the historical recipe.
Wow, well that'll be fun to try. We'll see how it turns out.
So for reference, this is Sagamore Hill's photograph of Edith Roosevelt's recipe. She wrote this on the interior side of a cookbook, and she describes it as Philadelphia Sand Tarts. And so these are called Philadelphia Sand Tarts because this recipe most predominantly is most common with the Pennsylvania Dutch. This is sort of a recipe that came over with those immigrants. They were very fond of it, and it sort of carried over into different areas of the country, including to the Roosevelts. And so this is what we'll be making tonight, and this has got a whopping 5 ingredients, which you have to manage.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay, perfect. So, do you want to get your bowl, and I will start passing you ingredients along with instructions. Okay, Ken, your first step is to, and this is what it says, cream 1 cup of butter until it is as smooth as mayonnaise.
Cream? Really? Okay. In this container, there's probably one slight problem here.
What's the problem?
This is hard. It's not very soft butter. And to cream butter, it should be room temperature.
It's almost room temperature. I can go pop it in the microwave.
So we have to cream that.
You do, yeah.
And I got to figure out which is the right utensil to do the creaming with.
There's no right or wrong utensil.
Oh, yeah, but there's not a lot of choice either.
Yeah, so do you want to try it with a whisk?
Yeah.
The hard butter?
Eventually. This is going to work. We'll make it work. It's getting creamier. Am I doing okay?
You're doing great.
Are you sure?
Yeah. At some point, the friction will start breaking it down a bit more.
Yeah. That's why I said once you get it down to a...
Brendan did make a note to me. Well, he told me yesterday, he said, make sure you leave this butter out in the afternoon.
Did he really?
He told me. And I took the butter out of the fridge in the office right before I left for here. So,
well, as long as we can cut things in and out, it really doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. And that's the person who has to do the mixing. So it's an important thing to note that we're not actually making the historic recipe because I'll read the first ingredient here on the recipe list, and it is 1 pound of flour, which isn't that crazy. It comes out to a little bit more than 3 cups, but we're making a more standard sized recipe, which has, oh my God, 4 cups. I didn't read the recipe. We're making a bigger recipe than the one on the historical list, so we'll cut that.
All right, I think we're there. What do you think?
That looks pretty good. All right, so next we will add the sugar and mix until light and fluffy. So we need 2 cups of sugar.
So I'm assuming we use the half cup?
Mm-hmm.
1/2. 1. 1.5. 2.
Wonderful. Thank you. Just keep going.
You're a slave driver.
So we're looking for a bit lighter of a texture. We're trying to incorporate some aeration, I would say, into this and reduce some of the density that we're seeing in it right now.
Really?
Really.
There's purpose to this, huh?
There's purpose to this. Don't you think baking would have been really fun in the 19th century?
Not so much.
I'd say just a bit more. We can see it's starting to lighten in color, which indicates that it is getting a little bit fluffier, getting that aeration in there. You're doing great.
I am. This is the most fun I've had in a long, long time.
Yeah, since about whenever the last one was, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's right in the same place, and you're on my right just like before.
I don't even have to pay him to say things like that, which is incredible. Usually I do.
So was this salted or unsalted butter?
I always use salted butter when cooking and baking. Some people are big proponents of using unsalted butter because then you can regulate and control the amount of salt you add to what you're cooking. But I find the difference to be so negligible and salt to be such a necessary part of both cooking and baking that I always just start with salted butter, and I often end up, adding whatever kind of salt the recipe needs anyways.
That's a good answer to me.
Are you a salted or unsalted butter guy?
Almost all salted.
Do you buy fancy butter?
Yeah.
What kind?
I don't know. But
Kerrygold?
sure.
Okay, I'd say that looks pretty good. It's lightened significantly in color. We're getting a bit of the fluffiness in there. It's gone from pretty much a very light yellow to a much, much lighter yellow, almost on the cusp of white or ivory. Looks like vanilla ice cream right now.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so our next step, we're adding 3 large eggs divided. So what you'll want to do is add 2 of the eggs, 1 by 1, beating after each addition.
Okay. The whole egg.
You don't crack into a separate bowl?
No. Is that what this other bowl is for?
It could be.
Okay, I'll do one that way, and then I'll follow your directions on the other one. How's that look? I did it? Oh. Well, the color is changing, don't you think?
Okay, that looks pretty good.
Good.
And so now you will separate the third egg, reserving the egg white.
And put the egg yolk in here?
Yep, egg yolk goes in there.
Can I
and
do
then
that right in here?
Yep.
And then back at it, huh?
Back at it. You did that really well. I was wondering how you'd fare with that, and you did it better than I've ever done it in my life.
What do you think? That's looking good.
Looks good. Okay, so now we will add 2 teaspoons of vanilla.
2 teaspoons.
Boom.
All right. One. 2.
Perfect.
Can I give that back to you?
You bet. Do you have a favorite type of cookie?
Yeah. Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah.
I like snickerdoodles.
You like snickerdoodles. Well, some would say that this then will be a wonderful recipe for you because some people liken it to a cousin, a distant relative, if you will, of the snickerdoodle. And that's largely because it's dusted with cinnamon at the very end, which, when mixed with sugar, gives the sandy appearance and hence the name Sagamore Hill Sand Tarts.
Oh, really? I learned something. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so now you are going to add 4 cups of flour.
All right. I couldn't wait for this. And where am I at? So that I know enough that you need to spoon in
Why?
so that you're accurately measuring your flour. I'm supposed to do 1 cup at a time, you said, right?
It really, this recipe says add the flour and stir until well incorporated. Whenever I'm making cookies, I add a little bit at a time, but I'm often using a KitchenAid mixer. And so when you add all the flour at once, it'll explode. That's not as much of an issue here because we're doing this manually.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of mixing. The first one is going to take a little bit to incorporate.
Some people also liken this particular cookie to a French sablé, and I believe sablé translates to sand or sandy. So a French sablé, sort of shortbread, short cookie, very similar to this in a lot of ways. But this is one of those recipes that occurs in a lot of different places around the world, around the country, just because it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and very tasty.
All right. Next one.
What's your engineering degree in, Ken?
I am a civil engineer.
So you build roads and bridges and roundabouts?
And roundabouts, yeah.
Anything else?
Well, sometimes I end up building buildings.
Any notable ones?
Yeah, there's a special one out in the Badlands that's going on right now. Yeah, I've seen you there before, so you should know.
One interesting thing that I've read in various Roosevelt literature is the distinction between a cattle rancher, a ranchman, and a cowboy. And TR was very careful to keep the distinction. He knew he was not a cowboy. Those were sort of the people working on the range, a bit more rugged, a little bit more of the earth, if you will. And the ranchmen, the cattlemen, saw themselves as a little bit, removed from some of the direct work. Maybe not necessarily elevated, but perhaps a bit more sophisticated in some ways, less rugged than the cowboys. And so you can see that in some of his letters and some of his writing, a distinction of himself from the cowboys, which I thought was pretty interesting, because you'd think that you'd want to be a cowboy of the West, but he knows he's not one of those.
So he was able to stand on the sidelines and tell people what to do?
Sort of. He liked to work with everybody in his cattle operation. He liked to be going on the roundups, doing the things that other people were doing. But no mistake about it, there was a differentiation in the status of himself as the owner of the cattle operation and the people that were more directly operating.
So did he brand the cattle? Cows?
He had two different brands, and one thing that's really cool is I was at the State Historical Society of North Dakota a couple of weeks ago. I've gone a few times, but I took my mom for her birthday, and they actually have the dictionary, so to speak, of cattle brands for different ranching operations throughout North Dakota. And you can see TR's cattle brands in the dictionary, and they're not contemporaneous to his time. They were made, I believe, after the fact. But you can see like the Maltese Cross and the Elkhorn Ranch brands registered to Theodore Roosevelt.
Oh, wow.
It's really cool.
See, my great-grandfather parents homesteaded here in 1883.
Really? Did they know Theodore Roosevelt?
They did not even have, no, not a clue.
Not a clue.
No, that was eastern North Dakota versus western North Dakota.
But he would have been in eastern North Dakota for his bachelor party when he and Elliot came out here, I believe maybe around 1880. He was hunting in the Moorhead area.
Oh.
So they could have waved at each other.
They could have. I think my family was about 80 miles north of there. So. So, these things are getting closer. What do you think? Oh, there's a little bit of white flour.
Keep mixing.
Yeah, you slave driver. Yeah, if I would have known I was going to do all this work, I wouldn't have lifted weights today.
You lifted weight? Oh, is that a joke? That looks great.
I think so. Now what?
So we stirred until well incorporated. Now we are going to cover the bowl with plastic wrap, or not, and we're going to chill for 2 hours. So we'll be back in 2 hours.
And you would say, okay, just because we're so prepared, we already have this, so we can continue. Just pretend like we waited an extra 2 hours and let it cool.
But this is more realistic. This is what the average American does, and we strive to represent and be a part of the common man.
That's true.
Citizenship,
That's true.
leadership,
True.
conservation. It just says chill for 2 hours. So it's been 2 hours. Let's
Right,
see how the
let's-
dough's looking. Looks great. Properly chilled. The bowl is frosty. Way frostier than our mint julep cups ever got.
Yeah. I've been waiting.
Okay, so now we'll want to dust the surface that we're working with. Just a little bit, probably. Lightly floured.
Where's my spoon?
I have a
Yeah.
spoon.
And I can do that?
You gotta go from up high.
Oh,
Up high.
up high.
Up high. It disperses it more. That's what Paul Hollywood says.
Really?
It seems to have
Can-
about the same effect.
Can I use my hands to spread it out now?
Sure. Yes. Yep. How's that working?
It works really good.
Nice.
It's nice and.
Definitely evenly dispersed. Yep. There you
All
go.
right,
Get a
now
little
what?
bit on your pants there.
Yeah, it just shows I'm working.
Okay, so now you will roll the dough on our lightly floured surface until quite thin. And so the Pennsylvania Dutch recommend rolling it almost as thin as you can go.
Oh, really? As thin as you can go.
Yeah, some like to see daylight through it, sort of like the window pane test if you're making bread. I don't think we need to go quite that thin, maybe 1/8 of an inch. But pretty thin is typically the traditional,
Well, how many cookies are we going to have when we're done, huh?
just probably about 1 million,
Yeah.
maybe
Especially-
400.
Good thing we checked this early. There we go. Nice bunch.
Okay, now I just, looking good. Yep.
It's spreading out.
I found an article that listed 2 of TR's favorite foods. One of them is a drink, one of them is a food item. Do you want to try and guess what one of his favorite food items was?
Roast beef.
Oysters.
That would sound.
Do you like oysters?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Like raw?
Not very often do I have them, but I do.
Oh, they don't have a lot in Grand Forks, North Dakota?
They do. They actually have
Where?
In the grocery store.
So Theodore Roosevelt really liked desserts, but sort of like with his approach to alcohol, he practiced moderation. So he was sort of careful about how much he was consuming. I think he was significantly more careful when it came to the consumption of alcohol, but apparently a big dessert guy.
I could understand.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Are you a dessert guy?
I am. I
Yeah.
could start out with dessert.
What's your favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert.
It would be a cranberry bread with butter and sugar and egg frosting.
Egg frosting?
Not frosting. Actually, you pour
Egg?
it over the top.
Egg?
Yeah, it's like a custard. You pour it over the top.
Egg?
On this.
That's gotta be.
What do you think it's?
That's gotta be. We're getting a big thumbs up from the production crew.
They're all getting hungry.
That's
Okay.
one thing they're getting.
Did you put wood in the stove so that it's all ready to go?
Yep. Roast and fire back there. I heard that you designed a parking lot for the Columbia Mall in Grand Forks. Is that true?
I did that right out of college.
Wow.
Yes.
Can you tell me what that was like and what you would do differently if you were doing it again today?
I calculated every point of curvature on every piece of concrete on that whole project and spent 6 months doing it. And today you could do it in an hour.
How?
Just because of the software packages we have today, it's changed.
So-
Okay, are we ready? Shall we start? Okay.
So
Is there a proportion of cinnamon versus sugar?
So
Okay.
this allegedly says 1/3 cup of sugar. Boom.
There we go. I don't have to measure this one or spoon it on. We can just do it. So it goes in here?
Mm-hmm. And then we'll do a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And our measuring, I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. You said a 1/4 of a teaspoon?
Yep.
Can we start that one over again?
The proportion's a bit off.
I put it in the sugar. Okay, I'll correct that one, okay?
Okay.
We'll put that in there first. All right.
It doesn't look like enough cinnamon, don't you think?
I think we need to add a little bit more too.
Ooh, I brought cinnamon sticks in case.
No, we'll put, this is looking a little weak. We can, this is time to add them.
But wouldn't it be so cool if we grated some?
Do you have a grater?
Yeah.
You do?
I do.
Let's try it. I have not done that before, but I will, I think I like the other one better.
There, oh. It's like just breaking.
That's breaking.
Okay, well.
Plan A.
So we actually need to sort of dress, they say brush, the cookies with the reserved egg white, which is over there.
Okay.
We don't have a brush, so we can use a spoon, because that's kind of like brushing.
Should we try it?
Yep. Have you ever brushed a cookie with egg white before?
No.
I haven't either. And so this is allegedly what makes it look like sand. The sprinkled cinnamon sugar looks sandy on top. Oh. Seems like these will be pretty sweet, especially with no salt in the recipe. What do you think?
I'm very surprised there's no salt in this recipe.
Yeah.
Thank God we had salted butter.
It's doing a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Am I getting enough on there?
Mm-hmm. You're doing great. Boom. Okay, so now these are going to go into the oven for about 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Yep.
The each one on its own. Okay.
Yeah, probably. How are they looking, Ken?
Go ahead.
Let's see. Let's check these bad boys out. Wow, how is it possible that they're not dry?
I had 12 miles to go before I ran out of gas.
And how far away were you?
And I was 7 miles away.
Or not quite there yet.
Still look
Have you ever had to go deer hunting and gut out a deer?
What do you think the answer is? I have never had the fortune to go deer hunting. I think I would really bring the vibe down. They look so good. Wow. Boom.
It's time.
Okay. I'll give you the bigger half.
All right.
Okay, Ken. Sagamore Sand Hill Tarts.
I agree. Not bad for a first try. We'll have to come back again and do it when the oven's a little hotter.
They are okay.
No, but they're okay, yeah.
How would you rate it out of 10?
A clear 6 or 7. What would you say?
6.
Juan, what do you say?
Bon appetit. Well, Ken,
Yeah,
how would you say this went?
this was a learning experience.
And do you think that these cookies turned out how TR would have wanted them?
I actually do.
Including this one?
No, that last batch might have a little bit of crispiness to it, but the first ones
These are beautiful.
were good. And we all talked about we'd put salt in it, but if this is the recipe that he had and they used regularly back there, it probably would meet his expectations.
There we go. We'll do better next time.
Yeah, practice.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
So if you liked tonight's Taste of History, stay tuned to our social media channels. There will be more of these coming down the line. If you have an idea of what Ken and I should make next, that's sort of Roosevelt themed, even loosely, drop us a comment and we'll see what we can do. And if you want to stay tuned about more updates for the TR Library, including our opening, which is coming up this July, stay tuned on our website at trlibrary.com. Any last words, Ken?
No, I would love to get more feedback and have people give us some ideas, and look forward to doing it again.
Me too. Have a good night.
Yeah, it's not.